Hi everyone, my name is Noura Barras. I am a Master of Public Health student here at Wayne State, and as part of a webinar series on mental health, I'll be going over test-taking anxiety today. So just a brief outline, as usual. Today we'll just be going over what test-taking anxiety is, why students experience it, how to overcome it, and then some additional help and detail, as well as on-campus and off-campus resources for you to use. So what is test-taking anxiety? It's pretty straightforward. Test-taking anxiety is a type of performance anxiety. It's that nervous feeling that you get when you're about to take a test. So it's not just any nervous feeling, it's the kind that negatively impacts your concentration while taking your test. So that usually leads to you getting lower scores. So that feeling of stress is just about how your body reacts. So you'll notice yourself saying certain things, like stressing about those things. So, for example, oh no, my hands are shaking. So I'm trying to take a test, but I can't concentrate on what's being asked of me because I'm focusing on my symptoms. So it is a fight or flight response. And the more you focus on those negative things that could happen or that are happening, the stronger the feeling of anxiety becomes. Um, and then why do students get testing anxiety? A lot of the times, students with learning disabilities or issues like ADHD are often already feeling anxious about school, so they are at a higher risk of having test-taking anxiety. Um, when taking a test, those feelings can be heightened, and so that's why they tend to experience it much more often. You will tend to feel it too in general situations where you have to focus, manage your time, remember lots of information, and then get that thing done before time is up. So within a certain time limit. And we call that a self-fulfilling prophecy because we're so worried about something happening that it ends up happening because of that. Um, and then there's usually pressure from outside factors such as our parents and teachers, other people, other things that are kind of influencing that aspect of our lives. And then also, if you're that type of person who's usually a perfectionist who worries a lot about making sure that you're doing well on your tests and things like that, then you will have test anxiety, or you tend to have test anxiety. And then also just the low self-esteem that you might have, and then a lack of confidence in your abilities overall. Some other causes can also include a fear of failure, a lack of preparation, and then just poor test-taking history in general, especially if, when you were a kid, you just tended to not do well in your tests. So here are some tips about how to feel less anxious when taking tests. The University of Colorado provided a guide to help students that struggle with test-taking anxiety. So they recommended a few strategies to manage it. Just a good thing to do would be to know the test format. Try taking practice tests if that's provided by the professor. If not, then just go over practice questions. That'll help a lot with the content itself. Reorganize the material so that you know what it is that's going to be asked of you concept-wise. Avoid the perfectionist trap, like we said before. Try not to be too harsh on yourself about the quality of work that you're doing, even though we do tend to think about, how well we're doing in our classes, whether or not we're getting those A's. And then try to reframe your mindset as well. Avoid like the negative self-talk. Instead of saying, I should have studied more, I don't know what I'm doing in the middle of a test, say, I studied for this exam and it's okay if I can't answer every single question. So that'll help to get you out of that that negative cycle. And then try to take deep breaths as well while you're taking that exam. You don't want to find yourself hyperventilating or anything like that. Remind yourself that you don't have to get a perfect score on every one of your tests. Everyone slips up, so keep those mistakes in perspective, and then think of them as chances to learn from your mistakes for the next time. Here's some additional help for testing anxiety, specifically on campus at Wayne State. We do have the Study Skills Academy, which is at the undergraduate library. They offer one-on-one study skills counseling. There's a testing anxiety module that they have on their Canvas page, so you can join that. And then they also have student success workshops. CAPS is located in Student Center. They do have psychoeducational workshops on various topics, one of them being test anxiety. And then the Student Disability Services, also located in the undergraduate library, can help with exam accommodations if you're eligible for them. Here are also a list of mental health resources that you can use on campus. You can pause here and take a screenshot. And then some national mental health resources as well. These were mentioned in the previous webinar. If you are having a mental health emergency, make sure to call the police on campus. If you're off campus, you can dial 911, of course, or go to the nearest hospital emergency room. You have other options too. During a crisis, you can call 988, which is the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and then they also have a text line so that you can reach a counselor. And then keep in mind that Campus Health Center does have a social worker on staff that can help you with counseling. You can call or go online to schedule an appointment. Here's our here's our contact information for the Campus Health Center. Here's a list of the references for everything I mentioned today. And then make sure to stay tuned for the next webinar in this series. I'll be going over how to treat and manage your anxiety. Thank you.